Hey, welcome back, guys. Snowfall's fifth episode was single-handedly the craziest installment in the show's lengthy history. Franklin's flourishing organization is officially under attack, and the lives of all parties involved were fatally threatened without a clear culprit by its ferocious climax. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Snowfall. Here we go. WTF moment number 10, bugging out. Sissy meets with Ruben again at the diner to explore a more insidious avenue to thwart Teddy's reign. The latter suggests that Sissy places a bug in Franklin's office in order to learn more about Teddy by proxy. However, Sissy strongly opposes the maneuver, correlating the action to Alton's faulty road against him previously, and refusing to endanger her son's well-being as his father once did. WTF moment number 9, the hit, Act 1. Franklin meets with Teddy during a routine drop. After general formalities, the two are suddenly descended upon by a group of random gunmen who pull up firing at our main players incessantly. A shootout ensues, bringing critical damage to Teddy and Oso. Then, the trio separately make their getaways, with Teddy going it alone and Franklin and Oso holding strong together, on foot, and with $3 million in cash to protect. WTF moment number 8, White Savior. A critically wounded Teddy fights for his life behind the wheel of his now getaway vehicle. In an attempt to remain conscious and evade death, he resorts to using the cocaine in his trunk on his wound and up his nose. The stimulating drug keeps the defective agent alert long enough to get him to his pending safe haven. WTF moment number 7, the hit, Act 2. Sissy and Veronique meet with Louis and Jerome in an attempt to get them to reconsider their real estate endeavor and stress the dead end that is underworld life. During the session, Franklin contacts Jerome and tells all concerning the hit he previously endured, lobbying for some assistance while currently stranded. While on the phone, however, Franklin's family is attacked by seemingly the same hitters that attacked Franklin earlier, this time injuring far more innocents in their pursuit of the same collective. The irony of this vicious onslaught is that Sissy's warning spoke to such an instance and may be the catalyst that the stubborn pair requires in order to rejoin Franklin's fold full-time. WTF moment number 6, 3 million ways to run. While on the phone with his uncle and simultaneously overhearing the carnage on the other side, Franklin and Oso are approached by a group of essays looking to explore their dead president-field luggage. Surrounded by the relentless crew, Franklin waves the gat to much initial success. However, upon realizing more reinforcements supporting the road crew, the duo make a run for it, darting through the streets of South LA until finding a hiding spot for themselves and the money. WTF moment number 5, that old bloody trail. A lovely newcomer approaches Teddy's car, only to find it filled with bullet holes and a trail leading to her home thereafter. She follows the blood drops to her kitchen, where she finds the beleaguered agent. Apparently one of Teddy's contacts, who knows him under another alias, the woman, who we come to know as Parissa, agrees to patch him up for a lofty fee. Then, she callously tosses a handful of salt on his open wound to solder it, holding him in place until she can grab supplies, irrespective of all cringing onlookers such as ourselves. WTF moment number 4, the hit, Act 3. Leon and his crew meet with Avi, the latter finally securing that heavy artillery requested in 504. Lee attempts to lessen the load, but is interrupted by the same attackers who hit both Franklin and his family. Another shootout takes place as the assailants endeavor to pull this one off via drive-by, but Lee and Avi's men are able to ward them off, even knocking one of them out of the car as a result of the havoc. WTF moment number 3, Freakazoid Doctor. Parissa puts her medical expertise to Teddy, removing the remaining bullet fragments from his body. Then, she wildly goes into a pseudo-erotic monologue about a dream she's had, getting off on the pain of her subjects and pleasuring herself to the thought of it. During her horny display, Teddy looks on in anguish unable to upend his drug-induced state in recovery. WTF moment number 2, big game mistake. Teddy and Oso finally make their way from their hideout, seeking refuge in an abandoned home to call for further assistance. They seemingly find such a place in a bizarre home, complete with stuffed animals and other antiques. Once discovering the phone is dead, the two are surprisingly met by the home's true owner, who shoots them both with a tranquilizer, hilariously knocking them out cold while they beg for a fate better than cotton stuffing. And WTF moment number 1, Tiger King. In perhaps Snowfall's craziest moment to date, Franklin and Oso awaken in an animal cage to the sound of roars and rumbles. When they finally come to, the two shockingly observe a tiger roaming about, declaring that they need to, quote, get the fuck out of here, as the ridiculous scene cuts to black. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. The title of this episode was The Iliad, and it has some interesting ramifications for our Snowfall epic. The Iliad literally means the poem of Troy. For those familiar with the story, Troy was the city attacked by the Greeks in the name of Helen, who Paris essentially knocked Menelaus for and led to the Trojan War. The title speaks to the Greek epic that literally is a poetic account of the Greek siege of the city of Troy, which correlates to our Snowfall narrative in regards to the war's inspiration, a woman. Franklin's organization is currently under siege by a group of unknown warriors, but if the title is any indication, then the inspiration behind the invasion is none other than a woman. But which woman exactly remains to be seen. I wonder who the mysterious Reuben truly works for, and what are his plans for Sissy and Franklin once Teddy finally comes to terms with his karma? Or is that even the plan to begin with? We'll see how it unfolds. The million-dollar question for this episode is this: who is behind the attacks on the Saint Collective? And what do they have to gain from the crumbling of his empire? I'll be exploring this in full in the next one. Another nod to the virus was made this episode in the form of Teddy's feminine savior, Parissa, who was sure to wear gloves before treating him due to the fear of potentially catching HIV. This reference lends further credence to Peaches' likely condition and subsequent absence from the hits. And finally, how do you see Franklin and Oso making it out of their current predicament? And just who is the big game hunter who currently holds their fates in his hands? This will surely be resolved in part 2. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on The Iliad Part 1? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are fans of Snowfall, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.